And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about giving Filipino Americans their due in California school textbooks. My guest this segment is Rob Bonta, a member of the State Assembly from Oakland. Thanks very much for being with us.
Pleasure to be here, Mr. Swatt.
And you have the distinction of being the first Filipino American in the state legislature, and I sort of find that hard to believe.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'm the first Filipino American state legislator in the history of California. I'm deeply honored and humbled to be the first Filipino American, and very excited and proud of the Filipino American community for breaking what had been a glass ceiling for many years and not having a state legislator. If the state legislature, which is supposed to be that body in government that represents the full spectrum of diversity of California, just had a pro rata share of representation of Filipino Americans as they reside in this population, there would have been 2 to 3 Filipino Americans in the legislature for decades. But that hasn't been true, unfortunately, for the Filipino American community. And for the last 30 years, there have been fantastic local leaders who have run for the state legislature, and come very close and run excellent campaigns, but fallen just short. And to finally do it in 2012 was an exciting moment for the entire Filipino American community.
And we should say, I guess October is Filipino American Month in California, so congratulations on that. And you have a bill which I find kind of interesting, where you want to require the schools to teach the contributions of the Filipino American community in textbooks.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So Filipino American History Month is in October, and it's exciting to have my bill, Assembly Bill 123, moving at the same time, and it's gotten through the Assembly, and it's on the Senate side. It hasn't had a no vote yet, and hopefully it'll get to the governor's desk and be signed. And what it does is it requires that in the public schools, at the grades where they teach the social studies curriculum about the California farm worker labor movement, that they include teaching about the Filipino American community's contribution to that movement, which was significant, but up till now hasn't been included in the public school curriculum, and my bill asked that it be included. And it would include...
You said asks. Is that an ask or a requirement?
No, the bill would require it.
Okay.
The bill would require it. So contributions like the contributions of great leaders like Philip Vera Cruz and Larry Itliong, contributions like the Filipino American community's leadership in the Delano Grape Strike of 1965, where the Filipino American-led Agricultural Workers Organizing Committee led that strike, joined later by Cesar Chavez and the National Farm Workers, and AWOC and the NFW later created the United Farm Workers of America, one of the greatest labor organizations in the history of this country, that created one of the greatest social justice, economic justice, and racial justice movements this state has ever seen, this country's ever seen. And my parents, I'm proud to say, were farm worker organizers with the UFW. They raised me in La Paz, the headquarters for the UFW. They worked directly with Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta and Philip Vera Cruz. And I had the opportunity to visit La Paz after decades with my mother, my father, also my padrino, or my ninong, Jose Gomez, who was the former executive assistant to Cesar Chavez, and spend time with Arturo Rodriguez, the president there, and get a tour.
Your bill is moving through the legislature, without any problems. But do you think there might be some pushback by some who might say, there are interest groups all the time that are asking or telling the Department of Education how these textbooks ought to be written?
Yes, that's been part of the debate. We've had that concern. There have been other bills that have asked about certain stories in history that haven't been told to be included. Ours is a simple fix to a portion of the curriculum that already exists, and ask that the immigrant experience and Filipino American experience be included.
All right. Well, Rob Bonta, thanks very much for coming by and talking about this very interesting and important issue. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Steve. Proud to be here.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. We'll see you next time.